I will never forget the sight of Lisa stepping through the front door that evening. Her smile was light, effortless, the same one she used to reserve for me back when our love still felt unshakable. For the briefest moment, it almost convinced me things were fine. Almost. But I already knew where she had been. More importantly, I knew who she had been with. She moved casually, humming under her breath as she set her purse on the counter, as though this were any ordinary night. She had no idea of the storm brewing on the other side of the room. Then her gaze landed on the photograph I had placed squarely in the center of the kitchen island. Under the warm glow of the overhead light, it was impossible to miss. Her body went rigid. That easy smile vanished instantly. Color drained from her cheeks, and her breath caught in her throat. She stumbled back a step, as though the image had reached out and struck her. One hand gripped the edge of the counter, knuckles blanching from the force. That morning, I had printed the photo, a sharp, glossy 5x7. In it, she wore the red dress I had given her on our anniversary 2 years earlier. Her head was thrown back in laughter, and another man's hand rested on the small of her back with an intimacy that made my stomach twist. They stood together in the lobby of a boutique hotel downtown. The same hotel she had claimed was part of a spa weekend with her girlfriends just 3 weeks ago. My doubts had grown strong enough that I'd hired a private investigator. The results were undeniable, a thorough, merciless account of everything she thought she had concealed. Photographs, receipts, text messages, screenshots. I had sat with them for weeks, letting the reality sink in, until I was ready to face her. Now, it was her turn to face me. Her voice, when it came, was barely more than a whisper. What is this?" she asked, eyes darting between me and the photo as if pleading for some cosmic rewrite. "You tell me," I said, my tone steady, too steady. The kind of stillness that comes before the storm. She said nothing, her expression blank but her eyes desperate. She looked trapped, a wild creature caught in headlights with nowhere to run. "How long?" I asked, my words sharp in the silence. "Ethan, How long?" I repeated, my voice cutting colder this time. Her shoulders slumped, her lips trembling. 6 months, she admitted at last. Half a year of lies. Half a year of slipping out, smiling to my face while giving her time, her body, and her trust to someone else. The fury inside me was cold, controlled. I picked up the photo from the counter, holding it up so she couldn't look away. "Him," I said quietly, pointing to the man in the image. "What's his name?" Her eyes brimmed with tears. "Mark," she murmured. "Mark. The man you met in hotel rooms while telling me you were sipping wine with friends. The man you gave yourself to while I worked overtime to pay the mortgage, the bills, your car, your whole lifestyle. That Mark." Her sobs came hard and fast. She covered her face, crumbling, but I remained still. Her tears didn't soften me, they only fed the fire inside. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she choked out. "It was a mistake." I stepped back, my expression like stone. "Forgetting to buy milk is a mistake. This was deliberate." Repeated. "You chose this, Lisa, again and again." Her gaze locked on mine, frantic. "I'll end it with him. I'll do anything, Ethan. Please don't leave me. I still love you." A bitter laugh escaped me before I could stop it. "You love me. No. You don't betray the person you love. You don't lie and make them believe they're not enough." I turned and picked up the folder I'd left on the living room table earlier. I handed it to her without another word. Her hands shook as she flipped through page after page of damning evidence. I didn't wait for her to finish. "No more," I said firmly. "I've spoken to a lawyer. The passwords are changed. The locks too. I want you out by tomorrow. Divorce papers will be served next week." She gasped, like the words had physically struck her. "No, Ethan, please. We can fix this. We can go to counseling." "There's no fixing this," I snapped. "You ended us the moment you let him in. I just took my time realizing it. She collapsed to the floor, sobbing and begging, but I was already past the point of return. No plea could erase that image from my mind, her pressed against him, laughing like I didn't exist. I left her there and went upstairs to the guest room, where my suitcase was already packed. I knew I would never share a bed with her again. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay there staring at the ceiling, remembering the day we met, our wedding, the plans we made, the life we built. And I wondered, how much of it had been real? How much had been a performance? How long had I been blind? By morning, she was gone. She left a note on the kitchen counter, pleading for forgiveness. I didn't bother finishing it. The weeks after were brutal, but I kept busy. I worked longer hours, caught up with old friends, and started therapy. Slowly, the anger loosened its grip. Healing didn't happen overnight, but it happened. One afternoon, I received a message from Mark's wife. She had discovered the affair too. We met for coffee, sharing our stories, our pain, our betrayal. It was strangely comforting to speak with someone who understood it all without explanation. We promised to remind each other we deserved better. Months later, I heard Lisa and Mark had split. She left the city soon after. I felt no triumph, only closure. The photo that set it all in motion now rests in a box, buried deep in my closet. A painful relic of a life I no longer live. But it serves as a reminder, to trust my instincts, to demand honesty, to never settle for less than I deserve. Now, I'm okay. Better than okay. I've started dating again, carefully, but with hope. And for the first time in a long time, I feel something new. Freedom. The freedom to live truthfully, to love again, and to be genuinely happy. And that, I've come to realize, is the sweetest revenge there is.